Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. So, last time out we finished off 100 Acre Wood and got all that boring side questy minigamey bullshit out of the way. And now we're heading off to what is the last keyhole in the whole game. We've got to head back to Hollow Bastion for the second visit. Is it the second visit? Yes, the second visit. So yeah, we've got to head back to Hollow Bastion, and we have got to fight a couple of boss, fight a boss, seal the keyhole, and then we're officially done with this with Hollow Bastion for good. So what you've actually got to do is this warp hole, little wormhole here, opens up next to Traverse Town, and so you've got to go completely through a new gummy ship section, which is kind of dull. Second to last in the game. This one is a bit more fun, I suppose. It has a lot more going for it anyway. And just so you can pretty much see here that you can actually just not bother to upgrade your gummy ship, and you can get through these fairly comfortably. I pretty much don't bother to upgrade the gummy ship just because I don't really know how to do it, really. I don't really know how easy or otherwise, you know, I just don't find it all that easy and that intuitive to do. I prefer how they do it in KH2, but more so it's just like a bit of a waste of time for me, personally. I just like to get it done, out of the way and over with. But yeah, only after this one, only one more to go. One more gummy ship section to go, and then we're done, because once we've beaten this game, and once we've gone through Hollow Bastion for a second time, that's it. We're on to the final part of the game, which is the final area, which is the end of the world, which we'll be getting to next part. Yeah, I'm so close to the end of the game now, I can taste it. I'm actually really happy. I'm really happy to be done with this game, not because I don't like it, because I do. It's just taken, oh my god, man, it's just taken such a long fucking time to get the game beaten, if you know what I mean. It's just taken a long time. So I'm just glad to get it done. And of course, because I like torturing myself, I've already started, I've got to edit that once I've finished this, actually. I've started my next long Let's Play, or start recording it anyway. I won't say what it is yet, but it's not torturous in the respect of playing it, because I do love the game that I'm going to be recording next, that I've started recording already. It's just, obviously there's a lot of shit in the way, and it's just, a lot of stuff. It's going to take me a long time as well, so I don't know, I guess I just like torturing myself with long Let's Plays. Although this, in the end, this is going to be less than half as long as my longest Let's Play, which was, my longest LP was Persona 4 Gold, and that was 83 parts long. This is around about 38 total. So we got another 4 parts after this. God, this one takes a long time. They're just so much more interesting in KH2. It's just, there we go, we're almost done. It's just so much more interesting in KH2 just because it's so much more cinematic. I just love that. But here we are, we're at Hollow Bastion. Now we got a cutscene where we're meeting up with Beast again. So yeah, we've got to head off into Hollow Bastion, and we gotta talk to all the princesses, and once we've done that, then we can seal the keyhole, beat the boss inside the keyhole, and we're done. So, not long to go now. See you, Donald. Fuck you. Not that I need him really at this point. There's just a lot of not that I need him at this point, to be fair. But yeah, I did a lot of cutting. The first place we need to go to is the library, which is fairly early on. So head into the library, and then we've got to head up the stairs, and we've got to go talk to Belle first, I think, if I remember correctly. You see, we fought a few enemies. We fought a lot of enemies on the way up. This is pretty much I fought as many enemies as I could on the way up, just to do a bit of last minute grinding, because the level of the final boss is level 50. So yeah, I need it to be at least a level 50 in order to do it, and I think I got to 52 by the end of the game with hardly any grinding. So it's pretty easy to grind up once you've gone past a certain level. So here we go. Talk to Belle first. Hi, Belle. So we got the Divine Rose. So yeah. First thing is that I don't really like the design. I think it looks kind of shit. Where is it? Divine Rose. Yeah, I don't really like the design, but by the end of the game, I only get one more what's the word? I only get one more Keyblade after this, which is the Oblivion Keyblade, which is the Dark Keyblade, which Riku has. And so I do show that off near the end. Yeah, fuck this, let's go. But anyway, as I was saying, the Divine Keyblade is the Divine Rose is a very nice Keyblade. It's by the end of the game is the most powerful in terms of physical damage that I get. I think the only one stronger than it is the Ultimate Keyblade, which is not really, which you need to grind for, so I'm not particularly interested in going for it, but whatever. So anyway, once you've gone to Belle and got the Divine Rose, you have to come up here and you have to talk to all the princesses. It's basically the place where we fought Maleficent. So it's just simple case of retracing your steps and just making your way all the way to the top. Talk to both of them. Talk to all the princesses first. Oh, thank you for that. Gone. Where? But yeah, we just need to talk to all of them, and then we can move on to the boss. What can I say? He has his kinks. Ha! Ha! Good one. Right. Nope, don't need to save, let's just go. So yeah, we're heading off to the lift stop. And fuck you, Defender. Don't have time for your shit. I'm off. Later, bitch. Time to go to the Grand Hall. So yeah, what we need to do here is we need to... There's more fighting. Isn't that fun? Ah! You can see the Divine Rose does wreck shop a little bit. Oh, I love the sliding maneuver. I always love using the sliding maneuver. It's so much fun. This is me going the wrong way. This is me going the right way. So yeah, you just basically have to go through here, and then everything comes to a screeching halt. So yeah, I'm waiting for the enemies to despawn. There we go. Oh great, more Dalmatians, just what I didn't need. So yeah, what you basically have to do here is you basically get a boss, an enemy rush here, where you just have to basically take them all out in the middle of this area, and then you can move on to enter the keyhole and finish off the boss in there. The boss of that area of the keyhole is actually is what I would call kind of tricky, but not really that tricky. Well, it's tricky, it's not hard. That's the way I would put it. But we'll see in a minute. Although the guy that you fight although you do fight him again in the Olympus Coliseum for the final tournament, and then we've got the Oblivion. So the Oblivion, here it is. It's basically the Dark Keyblade. A little bit weaker, but I do think it looks badass, and it's got some good range as well. It's like got quite a long reach. I also really like how it. Sorry about that. I had to deal with something very briefly. I apologise. So yeah, what was I talking about? Oh, the Oblivion Keyblade. I also really like how it looks, how its attack looks, the effects that it gives off. It doesn't look really nice. This Keyblade is just I pretty much use it here just because it looks a lot cooler than the Divine Rose. Because I think for the final boss and the final area, I do switch to the Divine Rose just because I wanted to get the game done. And so, using the most powerful Keyblade, when will it end? Stop. No more. No more. Please, just end. There's so many of these fuckers. Is that it? Nah. Still got one more. And there we go. Right. Restocked. Time for the final battle. Time to enter the keyhole and to finish off this game once and for all. And here we go. This is the battle against the Behemoth. He's a pretty badass looking enemy. And he is, I would say, in my first run through the game, he was like one of the hardest enemies that I've faced. In fact, in my first playthrough, I did I was going for doing every single tournament. Oh, I had to pause there. I went through, I was going to go through every single tournament in my first playthrough. Come on. That was until I tried to go after the final tournament. And realised, you know, how goddamn hard it was. And the Behemoth was the one who absolutely wrecked my shit in that playthrough and in that final tournament, and was the reason that in the end I just gave up. I did get past him eventually, but then I ran into another roadblock in the form of Hades, who you fight is the number 10th seed in the Hades Cup. Worked that one out. I don't fucking know, but yeah, he has a lot of health. So yeah, Hades and the Hades Cup fucked my shit up royally. I really didn't enjoy fighting him. But anyway, the whole point of this, the Behemoth fight is really simple and really straightforward. That was pointless, Tom. I don't know how to use Ragnarok all that well, I'll be honest. But yeah, you just smack him on the horn until he goes down. He's pretty simple as long as you don't overreach yourself. And we got Omega Arts, which is a pretty useful accessory to use. I think it raises your AP, raises your max AP, I think, as well as offense and defense. I think so. It's pretty much an all-round, just awesome thing to equip, which is why I equip it to to Sora for the final battle. Yeah, so all of a sudden they're all here. And now we get an explanation of what Hollow Bastion actually is. It's the, if you like, it is the Final Fantasy world, where all the Final Fantasy characters come from. I don't, it's something that wasn't. I'll be honest, was it really needed? Probably not. They probably didn't. Hollow Bastion probably didn't need to be the Final Fantasy world. They could have just had them all go back to their individual worlds once they were done. But I think that was just done to cut down on the animation costs of cutting to Final Fantasy VIII world, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy X. In Sid's case, Final Fantasy, was he in 6? He was in 6, I think. But yeah, so here's their explanation of what is going to happen next. That is that if Sora seals the final keyhole, all the worlds will seal off from each other and everybody will be deposited back to their original location. This is...
I couldn't forget you, even if I wanted to. What's that supposed to mean?
That could be a insult, or it could be a compliment. You never know, do you? But anyway, so yeah, it's basically saying once you've sealed all the keyholes and sealed the door to Kingdom Hearts, then that will be it. The worlds will seal off from each other and everything and everybody, and you'll never be able to see anybody ever again. Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. Yeah. There are a lot of games which take place. There's at least 3, I think, that take place after this game, so yeah, that's going to be a non-issue fairly quickly, considering everything going on. I guess you could make the argument that the keyhole obviously wasn't was maybe Kingdom Hearts was reopened again by the organisation in Kingdom Hearts 2, but it's never really mentioned. It's just Sora goes off an adventure again. And fire has been upgraded to Faraga, I think that's the most powerful one. Yeah, that's the most powerful one. So that'll be useful. Because it's pretty much the most powerful. It's the one magic attack which I use the most. For the fire, it's useful shit. Do you think we will? But anyway, are we doing anything else? Oh yes, we've got to go talk to who's this? Oh god, my brain's gone. It's Cloud's Misses. I can't remember her name. So yeah, talk to her here. Fucking hell. And you get the rest of the Ansem reports, which I won't be reading during this playthrough. But it pretty much just tells you about how Ansem came to find out about the Heartless and the darkness in Kingdom Hearts, and how he came into contact with King Mickey and all that shit. Cura has now been upgraded to Curaga, so we've got the ultimate heal spell. So yeah, talk to her a couple of times after you've got all the answer reports, and you'll get that as well. And that is it for this part of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Join me next time for the beginning of the end, when we'll be going on to the final area, which is called the End of the World, and we will be finishing off this game, taking on Ansem and finishing off this game once and for all. So join me next time for the next part of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. See you next time.